What is up, you guys? It's John here, and guess what? Singing in any foreign language is hard, and the language that I think everyone comes across at some point in their life is Latin. I've done videos in the past, such as how to sing Gregorian chant. What good is that if you don't know how to pronounce the words? I can say with confidence that music in the Latin language will pop up at some point in your life, especially in the church. So I'm going to be explaining everything you need to know about the language, so you can sing in Latin like a professional. And if you stick around all the way to the end, I'll be adding some bonus content of me singing Panis Angelicus. You get some singing, you get to be educated. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Let's get right into it. So there are two systems of pronunciation in the Latin language. One is liturgical Latin, which is used in the church, and the other is classical. Classical Latin was what was spoken by the historians of long ago. And guess what? Classical Latin is a dead language, so that makes this video 50% easier to explain. And we are only going to talk about liturgical Latin today. The good news is that Latin is really straightforward and simple. Almost as simple as smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm. The four things that I think are really worth touching on in order for you to know everything about Latin are vowels, diphthongs, the rule of 2 consecutive vowels, and syllable accents. There are only 5 vowels for the Latin language, and those are for the letters A, E, I, O, and U. They are really easy to pronounce and only have a few variations. Let's start with A. A has the ah sound. Ah as in father. Make sure it is tall and pure so it doesn't sound like There is only one rule that I want to point out. If you see the letters A and E next to each other, pronounce the sound. An example of this is in the word celis. That's a perfect transition for the next vowel, E. E has the sound, as in the word pet. Next, we have the I and Y, which has the E sound, as in the word beat. One exception. When the I is in between 2 vowels, the I becomes a glide. Next, the O has a rounded aw sound, as in bought or aw. Make sure that the sound is rounded and doesn't become a ah sound. The last vowel is the letter U, which produces the oo sound. The only exception is when the letter U precedes a Q or an NG, and that makes it sound like a W. Take the word quorum, for example. The U sounds like a W, and you wouldn't pronounce it quorum, it's quorum. Next, let's get into diphthongs. There are only 3, AU, AY, and EU. The best tip I have is vocalize the first vowel, and at the last moment, switch to the second vowel. Now, if you have consecutive vowels right next to each other, give each vowel its own pronunciation. Look at the word Kyrie. The I and the E get their own pronunciation. Now finally, the syllable accents. This one is tough because there's really not a straightforward rule for what syllable to emphasize. What I do look at is the music. If there is a tonal accent where one note is higher than the other, it's most likely that this high note will be more important. But again, there is no straightforward rule, so use your judgment. So now that you know about Latin's vowels, diphthongs, 2 consecutive vowels rule, syllable accents, and you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, I'm confident in your Latin singing ability. Now with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this one, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you get a notification every time I post a new video. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.